Boom. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another NBA Prizepicks player prop Q&A live stream. It is me, Chavez, and I'm back. Back. Hope everybody's doing well today. Hope this live stream finds you in good spirits. Get rid of that dancing lamb. All right. Hope everybody's off to a good start. Happy Friday to everybody. Protected Play Friday, Flex Friday, whatever you want to call it, on Prizepicks. So people tend to be in especially good moods on Friday for a number of reasons. But I guess in player prop world, Fridays are fun because of the promos that are ran across the industry. Prizepicks has the most popular one, the Protected Play, up to $20. They used to have it to where you just could run. There was no limit on it, and then they changed it. So it is now just $20 as the max you can run on the Protected Play. But you don't win, they give you your money back in promo funds. So it's not a win-win because you don't get your money right back. It's like somebody giving you you lend them $20 and whatever, they give it back to you in Monopoly money or store credit. I guess store credit would be a better example. If somebody gave me Monopoly money, I'd slap them. All right. Hope everybody's doing well. Like I always say, ATM, what's going on, man? Good morning, Javon. Good morning to you. Jim the Judge, what it do? Good morning to you, CCH Productions. What's going on? Welcome in. Everything's good. Everything is good. Got a 6-man for me? Nice, man. Share it in the chat or post it in the Discord. Let everybody see what you got. Darrell, what's going on, man? Good morning to you. Discord, I put the link at the top of the chat. It's the very, very first message at the top. It's not a hyperlink, unfortunately. Just copy and paste that into a browser. Or you can just search me on the Discord app. But right there. That's the Discord link. But when I copy and paste it over, you can't click it. So unfortunately. All right. 13 people in here already? No, I'm not even talking shit. That's kind of cool because sometimes there's like 1 or 2 people. So 13 people in the chat, 13 people on the stream. It's pretty cool. Hit that like button on your way in for sure. Helps the channel out a lot. We're going to get into some player props here in a second. Recap some plays from Thursday. We had a pretty decent day with our video plays, our stream plays. Got 2 new plays for you as well. I was able, for the second night in a row, I was able to get an actual recorded video in before the live stream. So talked about 2 plays that I liked super early in the researching process. And then we use a live stream to break it down in detail, and we go over many player props during the live stream. But able to get a player prop video out the night before, which is not always something I can do due to limited value on the board or limited games. Sometimes the slates are just not that good, to be honest. No need to force plays. No need to force plays in, for sure. All right, let's see. I can't stand 6-mans. 6-mans are, I think it's a balance, like you got to find what builds your bankroll the best. And then if you throw a 6-man in there using some of those plays, it doesn't break your bank, So like living on the edge with the 6-mans is super risky. Throw a couple of 2-mans in there, a couple of 3-mans in there, build the bankroll. And if you like those plays in those 2s and 3s, throw them in a 6 because if they hit, they all hit, But when I first got into Prizepicks, all I was playing was 6-mans. And I was winning some and losing a lot more. And then I got very comfortable with 2-mans and kind of changed my bankroll a lot. It really is a great way to build bankroll. Yeah, you can lose, and you can lose faster because as soon as somebody doesn't hit, your slip is cooked. But if you look at it from the other side where you only have to get 2 right, it's, glass half empty, glass half full, depending on who you are. But I agree. Six man's Jim loves six man. Jim the judge is a he's pro 6 man flexes on Prize Picks for sure. Jim hit another 25x last night, and he shared it in the Discord, so it wasn't like a phantom slip. Like, oh shit, I forgot. Y'all see those channels or just people in social media where they hit a slip and then they'll go back and, oh, I forgot to show y'all this one, but I ran this one last night. It's suspect. But like if you share your slip with people and then it hits, I mean, that's validation, that's social proof, that's credibility, so you check all those boxes. But yeah, Jim definitely shared it with everybody, and he hit, man. We can actually look at that here in a few minutes. Take a look at that winning slip. That was pretty cool. Welcome in. Letting the stream fill up a little bit. Hit that like button on your way in. Lots of views on yesterday's video, or the earlier video, player prop views. Almost 1,000 views already. So appreciate that. Nice engagement on the live stream yesterday. Always appreciate that. That's what keeps this live stream going. That's why I do this. I can just talk to myself off camera. I don't need to be on camera to talk to myself. All right, so we're gonna go over to props.cash today. We're gonna look at some props. We're gonna take a look at the odds shopper pick'ems table, and let's see if we can't build a few slips today. Give you enough options, give you some ideas. Maybe you're looking for something to put in your slip. Maybe you have no idea where you want to start your research process. I think this is a good spot for you today. So welcome in. Appreciate everybody being here. Let's get this going. All right. So we're just going to move into the plays from yesterday. So I feel bad even putting Dinwiddie's face up here just because he had such a terrible game. Now, I don't know what's going on with this dude. He was Jalen Brunson in Dallas before Jalen Brunson, and then he goes to Brooklyn, and I feel like he had a pretty decent start in Brooklyn, like his second go, right? It's the second time in Brooklyn. But man, he has played very poorly this season, has not been himself. I don't know what's going on, but he did not hurt our slips yesterday. We took the under on his PRA. He played 16 minutes. He only got 9 PRA. I felt bad. I was like, damn, you're not even gonna try. I mean, it was a bad game for him. I mean, the Nets were getting blown out. You can't even chalk it up to the blowout because they made it up in the fourth quarter. They made it a competitive game. So much, in fact, Donovan Mitchell doubles up his points prop. So I feel kind of silly saying I don't really like his points yesterday. I mean, I didn't see him scoring 45. So 45 for number 45 yesterday. But Dinwiddie goes under his PRA. It wasn't even close. So we cashed that one. And then our second play was Jared Allen. So this is from the same game. So we had a little Paris-France double, Paris-France 2-pick here. Jared Allen over 14.5 rebounds and assists. This one looked a little scarier just because the way that game was trending into a huge blowout. So I could totally see him not getting full run in the fourth quarter. But thankfully, the Nets really showed up in the second half and made this a competitive game. So Jared Allen finishes with 16 rebounds and assists. So that's all we needed. And we cashed a 2-man. So I put that 2-man slip in the Discord the day before, like early. And then I put the winning result, the slip, in the Discord as well. So we cashed that, and video plays, stream plays did all right. So if you follow these 2 plays, they work for you. If you put them in your 6-man, I hope your other 4 picks work for you. I hope you cashed like Jim the Judge cashed. But we go 2 for 2 with our plays. Obviously, we're looking to keep that momentum going into the weekend. Another 2-0 day here in the work week, I guess, on a nice 4-0 note. Going into the weekend, we got NFL playoffs and NBA to talk about. So hopefully we can keep this going, and Monday morning we can be celebrating even more wins. So welcome into the stream, everybody. If you're just If you're just joining the stream or just recapping plays from yesterday, hit that like button on your way in. Truly helps the channel grow more than you know. All right. Got the plays out the way. Let's talk some injury news, because injury news is super important in the NBA. And we got some names on this. Now, I'm super excited about this injury report because LaMelo Ball is on the questionable list. And now LaMelo Ball has been out for like 7 years. He's been out for like 2 months, but his brother's been out for like 7 years. Shit, man. If LaMelo Ball's career doesn't like ascend accordingly, and he's often injured, and he's like, just, that's such a shame. Like the Ball brothers, just, they're gonna do a documentary on them. Like they're gonna call it like The Balls Busted or something like that. I'm gonna trademark that. The Balls Busted. That's gonna be a shame though, man. That's gonna be a shame. But LaMelo Ball, I'm looking too far ahead. LaMelo Ball questionable today. I'm excited because if he does play today, I mean, obviously, the Charlotte Hornets are a much better team when he is in play. The NBA is a better product when he is healthy and on the court. Yeah, it'll be a good day if he plays, and that should take usage away from Terry Rozier. Well, or maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe LaMelo is limited. Anyway. There's your injury list right there. So we don't have any confirmed in. We got some probables at the top. We got some confirmed out already. Cade Cunningham, Tyrese Halliburton, Joel Embiid remains out. Zach Collins is out. Moody, Chris Paul. Chris Paul's out for a minute. He broke his thumb again. And Bismack is out. I saw a tweet from Bismack. Did they cut him? He was given like a farewell tweet. I don't know what that means. I don't know if they cut him or what. Santi Aldama's out. Morant's out for the rest of the year. Marcus Smart's out. I think the Grizzlies are waving the white flag. I really do. I don't think they stand a chance this year. I think it was really, really dicey when Ja Morant came back. Like, if you felt his presence would catapult them into like a play-in team or something like that, but without him and Smart, there's just too much going on in Memphis. I just can't see them being. I just feel like they're like a lottery team this season, which sucks. Franz Wagner and Jakopoto round out the injury report. So a lot of names on this list. Keep your eyes out for this, as it's going to change throughout the day. And, you know, that questionable tag list is super large right now. So it doesn't always stay that way. It will, you know, shrink a little bit, because then some of those names will be moved into probable. Some of those names will be moved into doubtful. So just take a look at that. Keep your eyes up on that throughout the day. All right. So these two plays we're going to talk about before we get into your questions, before we get into your player prop inquiries. These two plays I talked about in my early video. So if you watch that, these are not going to be any different. There's no surprise here. If you missed that video, I'm just going to quickly go through these plays. We're not going to break them down, as I did that already in the recorded content. But two plays that I'm looking at for today. Starting off with Nikola Vucevic, blocks and steals at 1.5, liking the over, finding that over on Prizepicks, and then liking the over also on Aaron Nesmith, 1.5 3-pointers made. Going back to Aaron Nesmith with a different player prop. Everybody was on his rebounds at 3.5. He goes under with 3. Oftentimes, people will not go back to the player that burned them the night before, the day before, whatever. And I mentioned this a couple times in a few videos, but that's a good spot to go back to. I mean, great example is Josh Giddey. Like Josh Giddey, we took the over on assist, the RA, had a terrible game. And then it comes out yesterday, gets a triple-double, had 12 assists at the half, 5 assists in the first quarter. He did everything right. And so those are prime spots. Like going back to a player after they had a shit game and burned your slips, swallow your pride and look right back at that player, because oftentimes they don't have back bad games. Maybe a bad game here, maybe a bad game there. Sometimes they get into a slump, obviously, but for the most part, these guys bounce back pretty quickly. So Nesmith is in a great spot. No Halliburton. Should see the ball, should see his usage go up a little bit more, but should have the ball in his hands a little bit more. Hopefully that result in more shots attempted, more threes attempted, more threes made. So taking the over on his 3-pointers made for Neesmith, and that's going to round out the 2 plays we talked about in the early video. So those are my 2 plays that I'm sharing with everybody. We're going to head over to Prizepicks. We're going to pull up the dash and just start looking at some plays together. Now, I got this one pulled up because I think ATM in the Discord said that John Collins' assists were the same line as his points. And we always talk about anytime you get a player prop or 2 player props or a guy or a player. What am I trying to say here? Anytime you have the same line for 2 different player props, you take the one that offers you the most upside. So if you're getting John Collins at 14.5 points and you're also getting his assists and points at 14.5, you would take the over on his points and assists because it gives you more options for the over. So anytime we have a discrepancy like that, that's always worth a look. So I just got that one pulled up on the screen there. Let's see. Would you be able to view it on stream if I send it in the Discord? Yeah, post it in the Discord. I'll pop over to the Discord. I want to pull up Jim's win and slip, and then yours as well. We can take a look at that and start digging into some plays over on Prizepicks. I've been trying to share the last 2 days. I've smashed 6 mans. Yeah, man. Darrell for sure. That link, it's not clickable, but like I said, copy paste. Should be good to go. Jalen Duren over PA 16.5. Harden over points. Bay over rebounds. Let's see. All right. Real quick. All right, so we had Top Shooter put up a nice night last night. He had quite a few winning slips. He cleaned up. Kevin Durant boned everybody last night. He didn't show up and just kind of messed up everybody's slips, no doubt. I'm trying to find, where did Jim post his slip? Winning slips? Probably. That makes the most sense. All right, this is Jim's slip. So 6-man. So funny because we talked about Toumani Kamara's 3-pointers yesterday and how it didn't look good, but then Jim couldn't resist. He's like, I'm gonna go with it anyway. I don't blame you, man. 0.5 is an easy number to go over, right? Like we talked about, you either hit it or you don't. There is no sweat. You either hit it or you don't. There's no hook on that one. So Kamara goes over. Derrick Jones, Jim played the under on his rebounds after it got bumped down from 5.5 to 5. Didn't even matter because Derrick Jones didn't even get 5. Jeremy Grant goes under rebounds. Spencer Dinwiddie, we talked about him in the stream, but he went with his assists versus his PRA. We talked about Hartenstein. Hartenstein being in a great spot yesterday with his PRA. We talked about, even though the odds not favoring the over on this one, look at all the bodies that were down in Dallas. Like, they're just depleted. And then Dante DiVincenzo, we talked about his usage increasing with the absence of Barrett and Quickly in the lineup. It looks like a lot of that usage is being soaked up by Dante DiVincenzo. So Jim the Judge, killing it. 6-pick flex, hits, put 10 on it, comes back with 250. Congratulations. You have enough money in your account to buy 1 cup of coffee from Starbucks. Shit's expensive now, man. Even I'm like, dude, do I like coffee that much? But congratulations. That's a fantastic slip right there. Let's go back to, why is this screen so big? Let's go back to the general talk. And I wanted to pull up, I think CCH put his slip here. Yeah. So Jalen Duren over 16 points and assists. Jalen Suggs over 3-pointers made. Terrence Mann over steals, or excuse me, under steals. We got DeJounte under blocks and steals. Turner under steals. and Collins under 21.5. So there's the slip. There's a play out of the slip y'all want to dig into. Leave it in the chat. We can just start answering, those questions. But that's the slip right there. And we share slips like this all day long in the Discord. I'm just sharing stuff. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it does not. But we're always sharing. We're always trying to help each other out. No crabs in the Discord. You know what crabs do? Like a bucket of crabs. You ever seen that shit? Like if one crab gets close to coming, like, getting out of the bucket, they'll just drag his ass back down. They're like, hell no. We can't get out. You can't get out. Crabs are savage, man. No crabs in the Discord. You eat. Hopefully we all eat. And that's how it goes. All right, let's see. What's going on, Steven? Morning, man. What's going on? All right. Kobe White over PR. I don't even know where to start. I got so many player props in the chat right now. All I'm going to do is just start from the very top and just scroll down and just do it in order. So let's start off. We got Jalen Duren at 16.5 PA. And that's also what CCH had in his lineup. Taking on the Houston Rockets today. All right, next one, we got Harden over points, Kawhi over rebounds, Bay over rebounds. All right. Harden over points at 15.5. Kawhi over rebounds and assists at 8.5. Wow. And Bay. All right. So that's 5. Need one more. No more. That's all good. We got enough. Let me see if there's anything I want to look at from CCH's slip. I mean, John Collins is in play, but I have his PA up there already. So, I mean, we can look at his PRA as well. I'm looking at this Jalen Suggs 3-pointers made from your lineup. Let's do that. Let's do Suggs over 3-pointers made. Jalen slug to your dome. All right, we have 6 on the screen. We're going to take a look at these together over on props.cash. 6 over on the screen. Props.cash. Collins, PA. Duren, 16.5 PA. James Harden, points. Kawhi, rebounds and assists. Sadiq Bey, 6 rebounds. And Jalen slugs, 2.5 3-pointers made. All right. You all know we use props.cash here on the stream. If you're new to the stream, props.cash has been a part of the channel since day 1, January 19th, 2023. 25% off your first month using this promo code thanks25. Check it out. Take it for a drive for 1 month. If you don't like it, cancel it, and you save some money. But I don't think you'll cancel it. I think you'll really like it. I think you'll dig the mobile app as well. Lot of great resources over on props.cash. You'll get to see it here in real time in a moment or two. But thanks25 is a promo code. If you have any questions about that, just let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. All right. We are ready to go. Man, I don't even know how I forgot to talk about this. Can we talk about how bad the Celtics and the Bucks game was last night? What in the hell was that I have never seen a head coach wave the white flag at half. I mean, Joe Mazzulla comes out and says, we're starting the reserves, and that's it. That was probably the worst performance of the year, because the Celtics are a really good team. The Pistons do that every night, but to see them just get handled, we mentioned this in the chat, right? We mentioned this in the stream yesterday, taking the over on Giannis's points and things like that. How it was a tough matchup and whatnot. But we talked about the Celtics coming into a back-to-back. That's a tough back-to-back. You go you go Minnesota back-to-back with Milwaukee. On the road, man, the NBA did the Celtics dirty on that one. But I did not see them getting beat like that. They had no legs. They had no rhythm. They just had no consistency last night. They didn't look like a team. But that game really surprised me, just them getting blown out like that. So what a shit game that was. So but they switched. I turned that shit off. I started watching like murder documentaries on Amazon Prime. But when they switched to the Dallas and Trailblazers game or something, like all the games are blowouts yesterday. I don't care what game you watched. You could have watched any of those games, but that was probably the biggest surprise of the year. The Celtics getting beat by 50 points. All right, let's talk about John Collins here. 14.5 points. We're looking at his points and assists, right? That was the one that was popping. So points and assists on Prizepicks is still at 14.5. You're getting it at the same line as his points. So, I mean, my God, if he scores 15 points, he goes over 15 PA. That's why this is such a great deal. I just want to adjust that line real quick. Toronto's defense is pretty good. They're not the best in the league or anything like that. They're not like the toughest matchup in the league, but they don't make it easy. So you can see their defensive rankings right here. Projected for 13.74 points. He's also projected for 1.57 assists, and that gives him a total of 15.31 points and assists, which gets him over the 14.5 line. John Collins has been a wagon for the Jazz. 5 straight games of 23 plus PRA. So if you didn't like his PA, if you don't like his points, go with his PRA because it offers you more insurance, I guess, to get that over. So I think this is heavily in play. John Collins. Let's take a look at Jalen Duren's points and assists. Taking on the Detroit, taking on the Rockets. This is a home game for the Pistons. Looking at Jalen Duren's assists and points, 16.5, minus 125 over, minus 105 on the under. 3 straight games. He's gone over this in 7 out of his last 10 for a 70% hit rate, and 4 out of his last 5 for an 80% hit rate. Now, this matchup is a tough matchup as the Rockets play at a very slow pace. They are inside the top 5 in all these categories, or most of these categories. So they don't make things easy, especially on bigs. But you can see projections for Jalen Duren, 15.66 points, also 2 assists, gives him a total of 18.09 points and assists for this game versus the Rockets. So this one is in a great spot to hit. Rockets have been playing a little faster lately, though. They have been playing a little faster. So, speeding things up a little bit does improve the upside, for this play. But even if they aren't playing at a super high pace, Jalen Duren's in a great spot to get this over. We got the odds slightly in our favor. We got the projections definitely in our favor. We got his minutes hovering in that 30-minute range per game. So this is looking really good for Jalen Duren. If you liked his PA, you can also look at his points at 14.5. Similar breakdown here, 3 in a row, 70% hit rate, 80% hit rate over his last 10 and 5 games, and then nothing changes with his projections there. So There's Jalen Duren's PA. We could take a look at James Harden points. Now, this one's at 15.5 on Prizepicks. Some books, some pick'em sites may have this at 16.5. So y'all know you're getting this at a discount. 17.98 points are the projection here for James Harden, as the Clippers should honestly clean. I can't even think of the fucking saying. Clean Memphis's clock. They should wipe the floor with Memphis. They should beat them into oblivion. Take your pick. This game should not be close, but we've seen stupid stuff happen in the NBA. So Memphis blowing out the Clippers is like a thing. We saw the Jazz put it on the Milwaukee Bucks a couple nights ago. Even though Milwaukee came back, make that a game, but it should have never been down 20 points to the Jazz. Clippers should absolutely handle the Memphis Grizzlies. If you feel like James Harden doesn't get his points due to blowout run, I mean, just keep in mind, blowouts are going to happen every single day in the NBA, and they're going to surprise you. Blowouts are never, sometimes they're predictable, sometimes they're not. But just keep in mind, any player prop you pick, any game you pick, has potential of a blowout. Any player prop you pick, that player has potential to get injured in the game, So we bake all that stuff in. So don't be scared off by those things if you are really on a player's points, whatever, rebounds. James Harden's in a good spot. He should crush. Let's look at the obvious things here. 5 out of his last 10 games, he's gone over this. He's gone over this in 2 out of his last 5 games for a 40% hit rate. We got solid projections. We got even more solid odds now that the line has been, the line is lower on Prizepicks, I should say. And then he's playing a Memphis team that is allowing 113 points per game. They're hemorrhaging production across the board here. James Harden is a shooting guard. Let's see what shooting guards have done versus the Grizz. That looks terrible. Seth Curry, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, 24. 19 for Austin Reeves. Max Christie irrelevant. Gary Trent Jr., irrelevant. RJ Barrett, you got Malachi Brown. So a lot of these names aren't household names. They're not getting starters run and things like that. So just keep that in mind. James Harden did score 16 against this team back on December 29th. So he has done it before. He should be able to do it again. He's got a lower line this game than he did in the first game. So if he goes out there and gives you 16 points again, he hits the over on this one. Sticking in the same game, we'll take a look at Kawhi Leonard's rebounds and assists, set to 8.5 on Prizepicks. That's what we're getting at on most books. So 8.5 is the line. Minus 132 on the over, plus 104 on the under. He's hit this against Toronto, LA, New Orleans, and Phoenix. 4 out of the last 5 games, he's gone over this with 10 or more. And then over his last 10 games, he has hit this 80% of the time. This looks like a play that may get bumped up within the afternoon or so. Looking at his projections, set to 10.5 rebounds and assists, closer to 11 than it is to 10. But even at 10, he gets the over. Even at 9, he gets you the over. So again, risk here is blowout, but every game is in that blowout category. At least it feels like that this season. So Kawhi Leonard is also in a good spot versus the Grizzlies with his 8.5 rebounds and assists. Grizzlies giving up the they're number 26 in the NBA at allowing rebounds. So what is that? Fifth worst in the NBA. Here you go. Looking at his rebounds alone, if you want to take one of these lines, I don't suggest you do that, but 6.5 is his line here. And then assists, he has 2.5. This is a combo prop that works better together. Sometimes you can take a combo prop and break it down and say, no, I'm just going to take this guy's rebounds. I'm just going to take this person's assist. In this instance, I think you do need both of these, as Kawhi Leonard is not, he's not like breaking records with his boards. He does have upside in some of these games, but I think the better option is just the combo there. Gives you the better odds, gives you better projections. So Kawhi Leonard liking the over on his, that. And you son of a bitch. John Collins just got bumped up to 15.5. So now you're getting his points and assists at 15.5. But you're still getting his points at 14.5. So I would honestly, at this point, I would just look to his PRA. Unless they pull that off the board. I would just look at John Collins' PRA. IPA? Yeah. We're not getting it at a value anymore. PRA offers the most upside, so that's going to be the second best option, in my opinion, for John Collins. Over. Saddiq Bey rebounds and Jalen Suggs 3-pointers made. Man, I hope this Atlanta-Indiana game is not a blowout. That was a really bad game. I think the only player that hit his overs was DeJounte Murray in that game. Took the over Jalen Johnson's rebound PRA. He didn't even come close. So hopefully this game stays close today. But we're looking at Saddiq Bey. Where are you? Rebounds. Set the 6 over on Prizepicks. All right, set the 6 over on Prizepicks. We're getting it at 6.5 on a few different books, so you're getting it at a lower line on Prizepicks. Not that he needs the help. I mean, shit, he's gone over 6.5 in 8 out of his last 10 games and 4 out of his last 5. Taking on the Indiana defense that does allow 43 rebounds per game. He is projected for 6.7. Looks good at 6.5. Looks even better at 6 because now that projection is almost one whole rebound more than where his line is set on Prizepicks here. Head-to-head matchup with Indiana. You can see that he has gone over this in 2 games out of those 4. Pushed it in 1 and didn't come close in the other one. So the last 2 games here are the ones that are this season. These are most relevant, 10 and 4. He's gone over this line in 1 out of those 2 games. He's still averaging 7 per game. This is how averages can be a little bit tricky and a little bit deceiving. So anytime you hear somebody tell you this player is averaging X amount, whatever per game, don't always take it at face value because the averages aren't always what you think they are. I can easily sit here and sell you on Saddiq Bey and say, and not show you any of this information and just tell you, hey, Saddiq Bey's in a great spot, pace-up game. He's averaging 7 rebounds versus the Pacers in 2 meetings this season. You're going to be like, his rebounds are at 6. I'm taking the over on that one. But then you look at the game logs and you break it down and say, damn, he only got 4 in 1 game. So he does have that potential to tank it. Oh, I didn't know that. Just always make sure you do a little bit of your own research. But 10 and 4, there's a huge differences. It's not like he's averaging 7 and he got you 9 and got you 6 or 9 and 7. 10 and 4, those are like completely different performances. So with that being said, I still like the over on this one. We got enough here to look at. We got enough data here to look at to support the over. We're not just like grabbing shit and throwing it against the wall. Again, Saddiq Bey is finding his minutes in this rotation. He's playing upwards of 40 minutes over the last 2 games, averaging 35 over his last 10. You want to take a look at what power forwards? What the hell is Saddiq Bey? Power forward? What power forwards have done versus the Pacers in terms of rebounds? Well, Kyle Kuzma, not known as a strong rebounder, he grabbed 11, 6 for O'Shea Brissett, in what I am assuming is just like reserve minutes. Who sat out that game against Indy for the Celtics? Doesn't matter. Sadiq Bey, 4. 8 for Jalen Johnson. All right. 11 for Giannis. 18 for Giannis. 12 for Randall. So there you go. Quite a few players have gotten you 6 or more versus this team. I don't have any issues with taking the over on Sadiq Bey's rebounds. And in the last play, let's dip on over to Miami. Let's take a look at Jalen Suggs. 3-pointers made. We're grabbing this one from CCH's slip in the Discord. Taking the over. Jalen Suggs, 3-pointers made, sitting at 2.5. He's gone over this in 5 straight games. He's crushed this in 5 straight games. So 100% hit rate in 5 straight games and 60% hit rate over his last 10. He is projected for 3-pointers made this season, or excuse me, this game. And on the season, I was already looking ahead. On the season, Miami is kind of middle of the road in terms of 3-pointers made and percentage per game. Head-to-head matchup with the Heat this season. We have one game to look at where he only made 1 3-pointer. In that game, he played 21 minutes in that game. He took 9 shots. He made 5 of them, and he only took, well, hold on. He took 9 shots, 5 threes, and only made 1 3. He just had a really bad night. He just had a really bad shooting night. That's all that is. I would not let this deter you from taking a look at this and putting it in a slip because we got enough supporting data for the over on this one. The odds are slightly in favor of the over, a little juiced on the under, but I see enough here. I mean, obviously that's a bigger number, but the projections look good, as does his past 10 games. So this one looks smooth. I like that one. Jalen Suggs over 3-pointers made is a fine play. All right, so Sadiq Bey over. My favorite play out of all these plays, honestly, Sadiq Bey at 6, because you're getting it at a lower line. And man, I don't really play a lot of Kawhi Leonard player props, but that 8.5 looks really good for his matchup today against the Grizz. So there you go. 6 plays right there. Like I always say, you can throw this into a slip. You can take from this what you want, leave the rest behind. But as we dig into player props, take your notes, jot a name down, or just start building a slip on the side as we go through plays. And maybe at the end of this stream, you'll have a couple of slips that you build on your own. All right, let's clear it. And let's see what we got over in the chat. Welcome in, everybody. If you are just joining the stream, hit that like button on your way in. We're taking a look at player props. We already recapped our plays from Thursday. We already went over our 2 plays from the earlier video, and now we are just taking your requests, your player props over on Prizepicks. We'll pop on into the Odd Shopper Pick'ems table here in a few minutes after we're done with this next round of player props, but we are moving on to the next round of player props. So Jabari Smith, maybe I should just put Smith Jr. Over rebounds and assists, ATM. Put that one in the chat. Let's see. Yep, John Collins just got bumped up to 15.5. Jalen Rose. Hello, sir. Welcome into the chat. Welcome into the stream. He says, take a look at Harden's first half points, 7.5, all green. Well, shit. How can we not look at that now? Even though we just did look at Harden, we can head back to first half points and just take a look at what that looks like. All right. What else we got? Yeah, John Collins is bumped up. So No longer getting the value at 14 and a half first points and assists. That's why, I mean, it's super quick. You know, if you see a discrepancy like that, like, don't ask questions. What I say you do is you put that in a slip, you submit it, pop on over to props.cash and do a quick research and make sure, like, okay, good, I do like this play. You have 5 minutes to cancel your slip. So within those 5 minutes, if you're quick enough, you pull up the props.cash mobile app, look at this, and you're like, okay, it's a good play, I'll leave the slip in. Or if you look at it and go, oh, this is a terrible play, I'm going to cancel my slip. You can do that within the 5 minutes frame, within that 5 minute window, versus waiting and thinking about it, and then boom, it gets pulled off the board and then you missed it. So try that next time. If we ever see these plays, this happens a lot more than you think, these discrepancies. So, you know, jump on those for sure. Like the first half pick. Yeah, I think that's a smart one. Let's look at that together. Jalen said he built a fire 6-man. Put in the Discord. I mean, or share the names here in the chat. He also, Paul George rebounds over Leonard. You like Paul George's rebounds over Leonard's rebounds? We looked at Leonard's RA. You like his rebounds over Leonard's RA? Yeah, because I don't like Leonard's rebounds on their own. I like his rebound and assists, but we can take a look at Paul George rebounds. Says that Leonard always sits in the fourth quarter with big leads. Good observation. I like that. That's true. As does Zubac. Zubac points, though, for sure. Hopefully he can get that shit in the first half. Let's see. Clint over rebounds. All right. So let's take a look. It looks like we're all on some Clippers tonight. So let me just do this. Nope, that's not going to work. How about this? There you go. Well, let's pop out of first half and let's look at full game. Zubac points. Jalen said Paul George rebounds over. I don't know. I don't even know if Kawhi has his rebound line up. Oh, it's at 6. I'm not interested in it at 6. I wasn't liking his rebounds alone. I like his RA. I thought his RA was in a better spot to hit. So we got Jabari Smith. We got James Harden. We got Ivica Zubac. We got Paul George so far. What's going on, MLG Beavis? Welcome into the chat. Welcome into the stream. Yeah, blowouts killed a lot of people's slips, especially if you played heavy. If your slips were front heavy, like in that first game with the Bucks and Celtics. I don't even know what to say about that. That was terrible. I want to pull up the final score, though. 135 to 102. Hey. They kept it within 40. So, and they scored 100 points. So, man, that they looked like they were going to score like 80 points yesterday. That was fucking terrible. But Peyton Pritchard, leading scorer, 21 points. Sam Hauser, 15. Jaylen Brown, he hurt a lot of people yesterday. Porzingis hurt me. I took the over on his points. Just a bad game. Hey, listen, we talked about Dame Lillard's points yesterday on the stream. He didn't go over. Blowout. Giannis didn't go over his points. Blowout. Giannis didn't go over his PRA. Blowout. Giannis didn't go over fantasy points. Blowout. Chris Middleton hurt me yesterday because I took the over on his points as well. That hurt. Dame Lillard, I had the over on his assist. Ugh. Terrible game. Looking at that box score is like looking at just like bad art. just like an ugly picture, like an ugly painting. This shit's ugly. All right. Brown had absolutely nothing going. It was so obvious that they had no legs yesterday. Like all their shots were flat, hitting the front of the rim. This shit was like air balls. I don't know a ton about basketball, but I do know what tired legs feel like. And if you try to play sports on tired legs, shit, if you try to walk to your car on tired legs, have fun. So that was just like a bad look for the Celtics. They need to wash that taste out their mouth. I don't know who they play next, but that game should be an ass whooping. They don't play today, right? They can't be on a back-to-back-to-back. The Rockets. Ooh. I didn't know they were playing the Rockets. That's good. Ime returns to Boston. That's going to be a good one. They might smack the shit out the Rockets, to be honest. Let's see. Jim the Judge says Cody? P-R-A? Cody White. Alfred Sengun, P-R-A. What's going on, Ashley? Welcome in. Points, Lillard over. Yeah. Brick City for sure. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Don, what's going on? Where's that? There it is. Levine over points. All right, we got Levine over points. Sengun, Ashley, what are you liking about Sengun? Over, under, PRA. I see you, Jalen Rose, Boncaro. All right. $41.5. We're at 5 right now. What was the first one? Jim says Kobe. Yeah. Kobe White. We got Levine over points and Kobe White over PRA. All right. I can only put 6 on this slip, but we're going to look at Levine. We're going to look at Levine and Kobe White at the same time since we'll be in the same game. All right, let's do it. So I'm assuming Jabari Smith Jr. over. Harden, we're going to take a look at that over as well. We like the over on Zubac points sitting at 12. Paul George at 5.5 rebounds over. Under Boncaro, and then over Kobe White. All right. We're heading back to props.cash. We are going to... We're already on the Orlando-Miami game. I'm just going to look up Paulo Boncaro first since it's right there in my face. Okay. So... we saw it coming, playing huge minutes, overtime game, just huge usage without Franz in the lineup. Franz is out again. 6 straight games of massive PRA totals. We saw this coming, and the matchup was prime for it. Minnesota's defense just was like, it just worked out so perfectly for the under on that one. But now he gets a couple of days off, and now he is back on his shit, taking on the Miami Heat. This is a road game. I rarely do this, but like looking up game logs for players off rest and things like that. So Paulo's coming off 2 days rest, right? I don't put a ton of stock into the rest, and it's like you can get so granular with like filters. Oh, this player is 100% hit rate on Wednesdays versus Eastern Conference teams when he has Chipotle for lunch and he wears black Jordans. You know, so I don't want to get like too specific with the filters, but the rest thing, I'm going to look at that right now because that's a situation he's in. 2 days rest. He's 1 for 10 in games coming off 2 days rest. I think where it gets a little silly is, what does he do on Fridays on 2 games rest? He shows up on Fridays, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe reconsider taking the under on him. He has a 60%, 50% hit rate on Fridays. I think the 2 days rest holds more relevance. But if you have any interest in players and how they perform on specific days, there you go. We can also take a look at his away games. Let's untoggle that. All right, so away games from Banchero's doing his thing on the road. Better on the road than he is at home. I think that's fair to say. Let's look at overall. So coming in with a projection of 41.57, that's going to be over his PRA line, minus 120 on the over, minus 106 on the under. So it feels like a lot of the public is like on both sides. I don't really know what to do with this line. You see what he's done over his last 10, 80% hit rate over his last 5. Now, we do know that Miami's defense does pose a tough matchup. So he is coming off 2 days rest, but it's like he's just getting like right back into a tough matchup. You know, there's no break for him. It's not like he's coming off 2 days rest and he's playing the Charlotte Hornets. He's coming off 2 days rest and he's like, oh, hope you feel better. Go play the Heat. Top 10 in points allowed. That's strong. Rebounds allowed. Top 10 there as well. I definitely see the logic in taking the under on this one for sure. I would not be surprised if this one got bumped down to a flat 40 for Paolo Banchero. At that rate, I wouldn't even touch it just because we got it at 42 last game versus the Wolves. Now they dropped it, they being Prizepicks, dropped it down to 40. So almost, a whole 2 less. So they're on it. They're already on it. They beat us to the punch on that one. So at 40.5, I think the under is in play. At 40, I'm staying away. If there's any individual line that you want to look at over his PRA, say, let's take the under. Do you see him scoring 27 points against the Heat? Like, all these odds are pretty much the same. Huge odds in favor of the rebound over for Paolo Banchero here. 7.5 rebounds. The books have him getting 8. His assist PRA, we just went over that one. His lines always feel so sticky. I never feel like we get like a clear answer. Every time I look at his props, it's just like a bunch of maybes, like a bunch of we'll see what happens, probablys. Never feel like I need somebody to talk me in into the over or under. Like, I just never feel good. Just like somebody convince me of taking a stand here. But that's what I feel like with Orlando Magic props, like most of the time. They're just a team that just feels like always right there in the middle. But there's Paolo Banchero. If you want to take an over on anything, his rebounds are giving you the better odds and the best projections. PRA, a little stickier. If you want to play the over on this one, I say wait a couple hours, see if it gets bumped down to 40, and then maybe take the over on that one. But if you're looking to play the under, I think this is the best line you're going to get. Take the under at 40.5. If it drops down to 40, I think you stay away. All right, let's go up. Let's take a look at Jabari Smith Jr. We're looking at his rebounds and assists. 10.5. Jesus. Minus 130. Look, we don't always base our plays on odds alone. I mean, odds are a big reason why we do what we do in terms of the overs and unders, but we talk about this all the time. There are players that defy the odds. And there's like a select group of players that you think twice before taking the unders on. Shohei Ohtani, Ronald Acuna Jr., Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So Jabari Smith is not in that category, no. But when you look at his game log, you see a lot of production. You see 5 games of him getting you 11 plus rebounds and assists. Now gets a really favorable matchup with the Detroit Pistons, where they are allowing, middle of the pack in terms of rebounds and assists. Look, we're not asking Jabari Smith to go out there and break the franchise record tonight, but when you look at his game log, he's done this more times, convincingly more times than he's not. And then over his last 5 games, he's on a roll, right? We talk about momentum. We can break this 5-game and 10-game log down. He's picking it up right here. Look at these matchups. Minnesota, tough matchup. Milwaukee, maybe not a tough matchup, but big-ass front court. Giannis, Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis. Chicago, I don't know what to think about Chicago. Vooch is back. Drummond's there. You got some big bodies in the front court. There's that Miami impact right there. 7 against Detroit last game. If you want to look at this and say, okay, look, I know what his game logs are giving you, but damn, I don't like the fact that he only put up 7 rebounds and assists a week ago versus this same Detroit Pistons team. You can say that. You can look at that. You can also look at the odds and say, fuck that. I'm not playing that at minus 130. A lot of different ways you can go here. You like the over on Jalen Duren's points and assist. I wouldn't play like Jabari Smith and Jalen Duren in the same lineup, in the same slip. They kind of like cannibalize each other. That's like 2 things going to battle. That's my mind for that. Maybe his rebounds give you better odds. Rebounds look solid. I don't know if this is on the Prizepicks board at 8.5. But his rebounds look better than his rebounds and assists. Rebounds have been bumped up to 9 over on Prizepicks. So even at 9, he's giving you one push, 3 overs in the last 5 games. Nine rebounds and 10 rebounds and assists for Jabari Smith. I think when we look at this, it's like a little contradicting. You got this telling you one thing, you got this telling you another thing, but then you also have this game versus the Pistons where he didn't do anything. So I'm either staying away from this or I'm taking the under. I'm just going to make it real easy on myself. Just like not going to overthink that one. I'm just going to go with what I have in front of me in terms of information and roll with that. Let's head over to Clippers and Memphis again because we want to take a look at that James Harden first half points. That's not James Harden. If you were interested in Jabari Smith first half points, there you go. We're looking at James Harden though. All right, so we know we're getting this at 7.5 over on Prizepicks. This is set to 8.5 on props.cash. Let's bring this down. 5 straight games of going over with 8 or more points, and he's gone over this in 90% of his last 10 games. Every stream we come across a prop that looks really good to us, and we avoid the word lock, but sometimes we come across a player prop that we want to lock in and not think twice about it. This might be that one for this stream. The Aaron Gordon 3-pointer prop. Remember when we saw that one, we were like, yep, that one, we're putting that shit in all our slips. This is another one. This one looks really good, especially if you want to play the narrative of a blowout. Did the Clippers get the work done in the first half and put this game out of reach in the first half? If they do that, can you see James Harden being a part of that production, getting you 8 or more points? That's a solid find. I like that one a lot. James Harden first half points. Let's stick in the same game. Let's look at Zubac and then Paul George, and then we'll look at Kobe White. So we got Zubac points. Let's do Paul George rebounds because I just saw his name first. All right. So, gone over to some back-to-back games, 4 out of his last 5, 5 out of his last 10, projected for 6.72 rebounds in this game. Head-to-head matchup with the Memphis Grizzlies. Perfect. He's perfect on the year, 7-7. This is back in 2023, last season. So 2 for 2 so far, taking on a Memphis Grizzlies team that, number one, they're down a lot of bodies, a lot of talent on that team is hurt, and they are ranking in the bottom of the league in rebounds allowed, giving up 46 per game. So talked about minutes being different for Kawhi and George in the fourth quarter. George is grabbing you 3 rebounds against Memphis in those 2 games, and then over his last 10, he's averaging 1 rebound per fourth quarter. But we want to look at his minutes. So minutes for Paul George in the fourth quarter. Played the full fourth quarter versus Toronto. Only played 2 minutes on the fourth quarter here. 9 minutes, 0 minutes, 8 minutes. Was he hurt in this game? Did he play? These could be games he didn't play at all. So I wish they would just take those out. 12, 10, and 4.5 and 8. Let's look at Kawhi Leonard's minutes in the fourth quarter. 7, 5, 9. Yeah, I mean, blowout games also. We talk about blowout games if this game's out of reach. I wish I could filter out by points if they're winning by a certain amount. I don't believe I can do that. That'd be nice. So anyway, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, both playing solid minutes in the fourth quarter. Although you could definitely see Kawhi Leonard sitting a little bit more in the fourth quarter if he's not needed. He's not trying to pad stats. So that's another thing you could look at in terms of taking the over on Paul George's rebounds, which is that's a pretty good one too. And then last in this game, we'll look at Zubac points sitting at 12 over on Prizepicks. So you're going to get this at a 0.5 discount when you see it on props.cash. So 4 straight games of getting you 12 or more points. So there's a reason this is at 12. There's a reason this is at 12. These are very, very sharp line here. 7 out of his last 10, 4 out of his last 5, projected for roughly 15 points against the Memphis Grizzlies. In the first half over his last 10, Ivica Zubac is averaging 6.9, roughly 7 points. And over his last 5, he's averaging 8 points in the first half. Taking a look at his second half and how that's breaking down for you, you see a definite drop off in points scored, but some consistency here over his last 10 and 5 games. So he's giving you 7 points in the second half. It's a little bit of a drop off. Taking a look at his minutes played in the last 10 games, Zubac is averaging 13.2 minutes in the second half. Compare that to his first half minutes. He's averaging 15. So a little less minutes in the second half, but he's still giving you over 10 minutes in the second half. So the reason I'm breaking that down is I want to see if there's any front heavy, back heavy type of production here. It looks like it's pretty evenly split with his points. Playing him on, when he and Harden are on the floor, who made that mention in the stream a couple of days ago? Zubac is Harden's low value Joel Embiid. If they're on the court together, Harden's looking for Zubac, right? So that helps Zubac get his points in that certain scenario. So this one looks solid at 12, especially with this projection here. Kobe White, where are you? Chicago, Golden State. Ooh, 5 years ago, this would have been like, point spread 15. Now, much different Golden State team. So we're looking at Kobe White PRA. This is at 31.5 over on props.cash, 31.5 on Prizepicks. So we're getting a player who has hit this in 4 straight games. No less than 38 in all those games. And then over his last 10, he's hit it in 5. But because his production is so heavy here, this does improve his overall average. So 32, even with these whack-ass games here, these totals are so incredibly high that it does help out that average of 32. Up to 32. And then 35 over his last 5. He is projected for 32.94 PRA. Who's stopping him? Like, who's bodying him up? Who's D'ing him up? Who's keeping him from driving? Who's keeping him from taking shots? Who's keeping him off the glass? I mean, the Warriors don't really have that team anymore where you can put Draymond on their best scorer, or you can put young Clay, on their best score. Like, this is not the same team. So this is not surprising to see these projections. I wish we were getting better odds. Golden State allowing 118 points per game. That is bottom-ish in the league right there. We already know that Kobe White, the majority of his PRA is coming from points. He gets you 21 points. That only leaves 11 RA. Over his last 10 games, he's averaging 11 RA. That's exactly what he needs. He needs 11 RA. He needs 21 points. He gets the over on this PRA. It is that simple. Does it happen like that? No. Not going to be like, it's not going to be like zero resistance out there, but that's basically the blueprint. 21 points, 11 RA, gets the over on his PRA. Zach LaVine points. I didn't forget. Taking the over on his points at 20.5. We got this over on Prizepicks at 20.5. Has not looked himself since coming back. Has not looked himself the last couple of seasons, to be honest with you. Maybe injuries taking a toll on him. Maybe his psyche's all bruised from playing in Chicago and being on non-competitive teams. I don't know. Like, he's never been on a competitive. He doesn't have anything to compare it to. It's not like he got traded from a championship contender to the Bulls. I mean, but yeah, that'll do it to you, man. Like, losing and hurt injuries will. I can absolutely see how that would F somebody's mind up. Since coming back from injury, though, we have 3 games to look at here. 30, 36, 41. Minutes are looking fantastic. But minutes for him don't equal points scored. 15, 9, and 25. So surprising that he scored the most points in his return against the Houston Rockets and couldn't get it done versus the Charlotte Hornets for whatever reason. I definitely see the logic in taking the over on his points based off matchup alone, and you are getting like a coin flip here with the odds. So no movement on to either side of this one for Zach LaVine. PRA slightly better. RA looks great. Find his RA at 8.5. PR, PA, assist, 3-pointers made. Steals and blocks. Ew. So RA looks like a really good line for Zach LaVine. I don't think that's available. Oh, it is. So Zach LaVine, rebounds and assists, 8.5 on Prizepicks. It is 8.5 on the books. You're getting it at -130. Maybe look at that one. If you don't like the over on his points, if you're not convinced that he is going to get the over on his points, I think this one is in play. Rebounds versus the Golden State Warriors is a thing. So I like this one more than his points. All right, we're going to flip back over to Prizepicks. This is what we just covered. Jabari Smith, I like the under on this one, okay? I'm not going to lie. I like the under on his 10.5 RA. James Harden over first half points. Put a gold star next to that one. That was a really, really sharp find. Ivica Zubac, 12 points. These correlate very well. If these two guys are on the floor together, Zubac feeds off of Harden. And then there's no cannibalization here. Like Zubac is not taking usage away from James Harden. So very easy for these two guys to hit the same. It's very easy for these two to hit in the first half, like these two lines. George over rebounds, Boncaro under. Oh shit. I'm sorry, guys. We were looking at Boncaro's 40. We were looking at his PRA over on props.cash, and it was at 40 and a half. Okay. Take 80% of what I said about this and throw it out the window. And now this gives me more confidence to take the under. 40 and a half was like, I don't know about that one. We're getting it at 41 over on Prizepicks. Under is definitely more in play now. My bad. I misread that line. Yeah, 41 and a half is a stronger under for sure. Kobe White over his PRA, and then Zach LaVine looking at his rebounds and assists. I can't click it because I'm already out of clicks. But there you go, right there. Zach LaVine, rebounds and assists. You like the over on that one. All right. Let's do this. Let's head over to OddsShopper. Let's take a look at the Pick'ems table. Let's take a look at, see if we can find some value on the board. OddsShopper, newest partner of the channel, applicable to all Pick'em sites, Prizepicks, Underdog, Sleeper, Jock Market, Better. I think that's it. That's a lot. Look, Pick'em is your thing. You got these options. If betting outright is your thing, you got options for that. In Texas, I don't have those options, but there's my referral link right there on the screen. We're going to dive into this in real time. We get to take a look at the OddsShopper Pick'ems table and expert picks and such, and get to see what it's all about. So very excited to be working with OddsShopper, props.cash, all these great partners reaching out. All right. So let's filter it out. Let's look at NBA picks. And we're going to keep the operators open to all. Actually, no. We're going to keep the operators to Prizepicks just to make it easier to scroll through. That way we're not getting too much info here. We just want to focus on Prizepicks since that's what we're talking about today. Looking at the first pick that's popping out is Alperen Sengun under his 24.5 points versus the Detroit Pistons. Now, one thing you can do is you can take this play, you can take a look at it over on props.cash and try to reverse engineer it and understand why this is getting the over despite the matchup being a good one. Or maybe you don't have time to do all that and you don't want to do any research, and then let OddsShopper just do that for you. But that's the first one that's popping out. You got Miles Turner under his 3-pointers made. You have Trae Young under his 43.5 PRA. That's interesting. And then Fred VanVleet under his 19.5 points over on Prizepicks. Prizepicks Optimizer also is another tool that you can use. So this is honestly just going to build out a slip for you. Again, like if you're going to pick each one of these apart and say, nah, I don't like that play. No, I don't like that play. You know, that's not what this is for. This is for selecting your filters, allowing OddsShopper to find you the best EV plays, and then they're going to throw it in a slip. No questions asked. They're not asking you if you like it. They're just telling you this is what our numbers show as the best correlation. You can actually remove legs and replace legs, but as of now, Turner, Sengun, Young, VanVleet, Nesmith under rebounds. We're taking the over on his 3-pointers, and then under DeJounte Murray steals and blocks. I believe, was it Jim who had the under on DeJounte Murray steals and blocks, or was it CCH? Had the under on steals and blocks in this slip. But there you go. Pro picks and advice. So expert picks, This gives you another resource to look into in terms of player props and what's popping. Right now on the board, you got Aaron Gordon over his rebounds of 5.5. This is over on DraftKings. I don't know if this is playable on Prizepicks, so you can find an expert pick, and then you can take a look and see if it's over on any of the pick'em sites. And Aaron Gordon is not up on the board as of yet. And then you have Sabonis over his rebounds of 12.5. It is at 13 on Prizepicks. So those are the top 2 plays on the board, and according to the experts. So going back to the pick'ems table, I'm going to take a look at that one more time. So slow. So incredibly slow. All right. Overall, CJ Stroud is the top play because of that sleeper promo over his passing yards. But you can pick any sport you want. These are all the leagues that you can choose from. Get used. I mean, if you only play NBA plays, you're cutting yourself short a little bit because there's a lot of value in different leagues. Soccer, hockey, tennis. Yes, tennis. If you're looking to play the best slips in terms of value, regardless of the sport, a table like this will help you do that. Because at the end of the day, you just want to win. You just want to profit. You don't care what sport. So this is going to open it up. You got a lot of soccer going on here, NFL picks. There's Tyler Hero under points over on Jock Market. Neesmith under points, rebounds, and assists over on Jock Market. Jabari Smith under points over on Jock Market. Well, this is on Better. So yeah, there you go. A lot of stuff to choose from, a lot of options over on the Odd Shopper Pick'em table. So just want to share that with y'all. I want to share all this with you all in the live streams just because, I mean, the more edge you have, the more help you have, the better off you're going to be in the long term. So, all right, let's see here. Any final questions? Any final comments? Let's see. Let's see. Just posted my slip number 2 in the Discord. The Harden first half prop is a sleeper. I know. All right. Harry English under 68.5 strokes. All right. All right. Unfortunately, I can't look up PGA on props.cash, but it's all good. It's all good. But again, you're talking about finding the best value on the board. You're talking about finding the best plays on the board. Doesn't matter if they hold a club or if they hold a bat, if they shoot a ball or they shoot a puck. Doesn't matter. Sabonis just bumped up to 13. Yeah, saw that. Sadiq Bey fantasy score. Turner under 3. Zubac first half points all green. Lock them in. You want to build a first half slip? You got a few options to partner up with that Harden, with the Harden line as well. DeJounte Murray first half points. Truth, what's going on? Peace to you. Peace to you. Top double-double, Jalen Duren, Jokic, Wemby, Bam, Vooch, and Robert. Gobert. Yes. Curry under PRA. I don't dislike that one. Almost like kicking them while they're down because they're struggling right now, and taking the under on a team that's struggling is, I mean, that's kind of what we do. All right. Yes, John Collins PRA looks good because the points and assists got bumped to 15. It's no longer the best value out of his lines. So if you're looking to play any of his lines, the PRA is the best value because it's going to give you more upside, more ways to hit the over. It's scary. Taking the under on superstars is scary. But a lot of the times they work out. A lot of the times they work out. More times than you think. If you look at it like player props, there's only two options. You go over, you go under. Taking the under, it's not that different than taking the over. Unders represent 50% of your options. They wouldn't have it as an option if it wasn't a thing. There's more of like an emotional connection to taking the overs because we want to see teams and players do well and whatnot. But try not to get attached emotionally to the overs. It's dangerous. Like, these dudes aren't at your job like, hell yeah. They're not cheering your ass on when you're eating lunch. Like, you know, it's all like in between the ears. So like unders are definitely in play. Always consider unders. Andrew, what's going on? You could look at the under. I mean, you can look at the over for Banchero rebounds. Yeah, but we just looked at his PRA in a different way because it's 40.5 over on props.cash, but it's 41.5 over on Prizepicks. So you're getting it at a line that's higher, which gives you. I just like the upside for the under now. I misread the line. So I like the under on PRA. It's possible for him to get 8 rebounds and not go over his PRA. But I would rank them as under PRA and then over rebounds as the two props for Banchero that were standing out to me. All right. Let's see. That would be great. That would be absolutely fantastic if we did that. All right. I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are going to call it. We're going to call it a stream. We're going to call it a day. Happy Friday to you all. Happy Flex Friday. Happy Protected Play Friday, whatever we're calling it now. Appreciate everybody coming into the chat. Appreciate everybody watching the stream. Hit the like button on your way in. Hit it on the way out if you didn't get a chance to hit it on your way in. Hope we got to all the questions. As I always say, if there's a player prop that I didn't get to, if there's a player prop that is like you forgot to mention, hit me up in the Discord and I can, we can break it down in the Discord. But typically in a live stream, we break down anywhere between 18 to 30, depending. That's a wide range. But if you think about it, we're going 6 players at a time. We usually do like minimum 3 rounds of that. That's 18 right there. We also look up multiple player props for players. So we look up Zach LaVine points as well as PRA and all these things. There's another 3, there's another 4. So we can easily rack up 30 player props with our research in a live stream. So we do a lot in this live stream. We talk about a lot. We share a lot. Discord link is at the very, very top of the chat. You got to scroll all the way up, copy and paste that into your browser because it's not a clickable link. It's not a hyperlink, but that will get you over to the free player prop Discord where I share most of my slips before I play them. I don't just show you the shit after it hits, which kind of, it's good and bad because I'll share them with you before. And if they don't hit, then I can't run from them. I can't be like, I didn't play that. I can't delete it. They don't always hit, but when they do, there's credibility there, no doubt. So check out the free player prop Discord. It is a place for you to share your slips, to ask questions, to engage with other players who are trying to win just like you. No crabs. No crabs in your pants and no crabs in the Discord. I had to throw that one in there. I was like sitting on that crab joke for a while, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it. No crabs in the pants and no crabs in the Discord. We don't drag each other down. We help each other out. So with that being said, if you made it this far, consider stubbing up to the channel. It means a ton as we just crossed the 7,000 subscriber threshold. Appreciate you all helping me do that. Dropping comments and dropping likes really goes a long way. Listen, we covered a lot of player props in this video. I hope they all respect the damn coin. I hope you win. I hope all your slips hit. I hope you share them in the chat. Let us celebrate wins together. As I always say, we're trying to help each other out. The more you know, the better we can be at this player prop thing. No live stream tomorrow. Weekends, I try to like chill out a little bit, but I'll definitely try to get a recorded video in and on the channel if there's enough value on the board. We got NFL playoffs to talk about as well, and I'll be sharing some plays over in the Discord. But good luck tonight. Best of luck to you all. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy tonight. I hope all your slips hit. And until Monday, definitely Monday, hit you up with a Monday video and a Monday live stream. Until all that content, Chavez is out.